219 Tiger here. So, we're under slight risk for severe thunderstorms. I know it's November, which is weird, but yeah, this is what it looks like right now. It's been flopping between sunny and cloudy, but it's past hour it's been cloudy. But yeah, this is the way it's starting to look right currently. Looking towards East Chicago, Indiana. It's been very windy today too. Like the wind has been gusting pretty good today. You see trees bald. All the leaves on the ground because of the trees going bald. It is warm out here too, so we've had 7 days of above normal temperatures in the sitting in the 70s, which is a rarity. But yeah, I don't know what the guarantee for whether or not this is gonna be severe or not, but I don't know. Never know. Like I said, we are under a slight risk, so just have to keep an eye out and see what happens. This is the way it looks outside right now. So far, there's been 0 watches or warnings issued yet. Check the radar, and storms are marching this way, but whether or not they're going to be strong or severe, I don't know. But like I said, we are under a slight risk for severe weather, so have to kind of see. This is kind of rare. Like I said, we've had 7 days of above normal temperatures. I mean, way above, about 20 to 30 degrees above normal. So this should be very interesting to say the least, to see what happens. There's a cold front behind this, so it's supposed to knock our temperatures back down. So you can see some blue sky through the clouds. But yeah, that's like the way it looks as right now. Just have to wait and see what happens, if anything. So that's the way it looks. Here's the current conditions as of right now. They did actually put out a few watches and warnings, but mostly in Illinois right now. There is I believe a tornado watch until 8 o'clock tonight for Cook, Lake, DePage, Kendall, DeKalb, in Illinois. The tornado watch is mostly in Illinois. Cook is next county over from us. So, on the Illinois side, so you can see how the clouds look out here. It's kind of weird because it was very cloudy earlier. It was a little looking like it was gonna rain. Here's the conditions as of right now. So yeah, that's the way the conditions look as of right now. So yeah. Starting to look as of right now. A tornado warning just went up for LaSalle County. But yeah, here's the way it's starting to look. It's starting to get dark again. So these storms should be on their way. So kind of looking at it right now. This line is producing gusty winds also, so it should be very, very, very interesting to say the least. that's the way it's kind of looking at right now. So, see what happens. See how this gets. Gotta monitor the news, the weather. So, but yeah, it's kind of looking kind of nasty. So, we'll see what happens.
A tornado. If you're in Sheridan, though, you are certainly under a tornado warning right now. Also into this area here into Ottawa, this is where you see the red kind of mix in with the green there. This is velocity. Remember, this is not your radar. We're looking at what's going away from the radar. We're looking at what's coming toward the radar. So right in this area, this could certainly be some rotation there that's reaching down to the surface. What's happening is because we're not looking at a supercell type of scenario for this evening, you get those strong winds which push out, and they kind of make these what's called bookend vortices, right? Which is kind of spin at the top and spin at the bottom, right where you get that bow coming out. So that's what we're looking for in this line. Not expecting to see large or strong or massive tornadoes. I think they would be in the range of an EF0, maybe EF1. You'll be talking winds, maybe 100 miles per hour or so. But remember, if you remember a few months back, we had a number of tornadoes which all kind of developed along a line just like this. So again, looking into this area here, the potential
that looks nasty.
Tornado there. Bill's running the tracker. Again, this entire line is going to the east at 50 miles per hour. Sandwich 433 into Plano right around 439. If your city, if your town, if your community pops up on this tracker, it's time to get inside now. Into Plainfield up to about 507. Again, pressing to the east at 50 miles per hour. I would say the area that we want to be most concerned about is north of I-80. But if you're in southern LaSalle County, if you're in the Streeter area, it's coming your way, and this thing isn't getting weak as you move to the south. So we're certainly seeing that little kink there. Maybe, I'd say anywhere in here, the potential for rotation. I don't want to go on air and just kind of speculate here, but I would definitely say the entire northern portion of the county should be on the lookout. Aurora, that's pretty far out, but maybe 455, we could be looking at that. It's kind of to reset this thing. We have a tornado warning which has been issued for LaSalle County. Guys, get in my ear and just let me know how long that goes, because I'm right now I'm running with the radar here. Bill's going to do that for me. So it's right up in here. Of course, Northfield, you're right in this thing. It expires at 4:45. So 20 more minutes for this thing. Right now, it's showing not a lot of people affected, but that's kind of a census thing. If you're north of I-80 into LaSalle County, it is certainly time to seek shelter. As you get towards I-39, I know you're still seeing the lightning. I know you're still seeing the thunder, and it's still quite windy out there for you. But right now, it looks as if the tornado threat is to the north and to the east of you. Adams into Mission, into Northville, into Sheridan. If you are watching us right now, you need to be inside. Lowest level of your home, somewhere in an interior area. It could be a closet. It could be a storage room. You want to get away from the windows because that's where you need to be when a tornado warning is issued for your area. So here we go, following the line again, because I do think that once you start to kick that thing down the road, you have the potential for more tornado warnings. I think it's just kind of human nature. Once the National Weather Service gets an idea, hey, we have one which is potentially developing. I don't think that they're trigger shy, if you will. So in this case, we're looking at this line, this part of the line where it all kinks out. All along this line here, the potential for severe winds. So keep that in mind. But right now, if I had to pick out an area, I'd pick out here, and then I'd still look at Ottawa right up along I-80. I'll tell you what, I-80, a parking lot as you get into LaSalle County. I'd say anywhere east of I-39 and right on through LaSalle County, so keep that in mind. Hey, Bill, let's zoom out here because this thing is going to affect the entire region. If you're watching us right now, if you're in the Chicago viewing area, You're not going to be missed by the rain here as it continues to move to the east now. Lots of lightning, lots of thunder, moving east at about 50 miles per hour. Let's get right up in here, because I see a little going on in southern McHenry County. That's where we're finding, when you're looking at a line like this, a well-defined squall line, you just look for areas. The entire line is going to be massive and affect a lot of folks, but where it starts to kink out there or bow out a little bit, that's where you really kind of can look for a lot of the areas where you're going to see the wind damage. Lots of lightning associated with this thing. Notice though, and this is something that's just kind of sticking out, kind of jumping out to me. I mean, this whole line is, 50 miles across or so, and it's moving at 50 miles per hour. It's going to be in and out very quickly. So there's no reason to have to go out for this thing. If you are west of I-39, you're probably going to clear out soon. If you're east of I-39, 428 right now? Give it an hour, it's going to be east of you. So anything that you have to do right now, just put it off for the next hour or so, because this is going to clear out. Again, looking into portions of McHenry County, lots of lightning here, and look at all that. Half the county now looking at lightning. Certainly some kinking going on here. That could be where the winds are just pushing out very quickly at this time. If I'm looking for wind damage, I look here. Don't like to see this here where everything just kind of divots in, but that could just be the radar. But don't like to see that. A lot of times, remember where I said you get that push coming in. I'll step to this side so you can see this here. When you get the push of winds coming in this way, you can get a vortex that pops up here and a lot of times here. That may be what's happening. There is not a tornado warning for McHenry County. I'm just letting you know, southern McHenry County, get inside. You're not looking at a warning, but at the least, you're looking at some strong winds. Getting back into portions of LaSalle County, tornado warning for you. Right now, I would expect to see winds, strong winds, damaging winds all around this area. As you get towards Plano, this is just kind of an updated tracker. 439. This warning goes to about 445. We'll have to see if the National Weather Service continues that thing on into Kendall and Grundy counties. Bristol by 447, that's when the worst of the line should be in your neighborhood. Aurora, if it can keep itself together, I think certainly some thunderstorm winds, maybe even severe winds, but 454. And into Naperville at about 506. Downers Grove, that's now as we get a little bit more to the south and the west there into DuPage County at about 515. So some areas that are popping up here, Mission, it's certainly time to seek shelter, get inside there. And now as we just begin to make our way into the county. Bill, if we can go back to the velocity, if you will, what I want to do is just kind of analyze this line, because I think folks are, kind of making out that it's pressing to the east now at about 50 miles per hour. All right, so as you look at velocity, you want to find, and remember, you're looking at what's going away from and what's coming toward the radar. So in this case, you're right, especially right up in here. Let's zoom in as close as we can, right to these two areas right here, where we have what's called the couplets. That's where you have basically the green and the red coming together. So if you're in Northville, I know it's right on you right now. I know if you're watching us right now, hopefully you're going to be inside, but this is certainly where you need to be, because this does not look very good. It doesn't look like, it's not a kind of a massive, extremely powerful EF2, EF3, I suspect, but there's the potential for some rotation right in this area. So make sure that you seek shelter there. Serena, same deal. Sometimes the radar, as it, shoots into this thing, it just kind of gets, mixed up a little bit. But you definitely need to be home in this area. Let's see if we can go in a little bit more. I just want to see if more cities can pop up here at this time. And there we go. Okay, so towards Millington, 10 miles away from you. If you live in Millington, you know Northville. It's very close to you. That's where we're looking at this moving through. Adams, Baker, those areas there. We're into northern and northeastern LaSalle County. Tornado warning until 4:45, and it's certainly time to get inside. Sandwich, same deal for you. You should be watching us from the basement. Millhurst, same deal for you also. It is definitely time to get inside. Interior room, if you can. Make sure that you get away from the windows, lowest level of the home. If you're one of those folks, or if you have one of those homes that doesn't have a basement, interior closet, a lot of times an interior bathroom, kind of on the first floor. As long as there are no windows there, that's where you want to be. Northville, Catherine, Mission, Adams, Baker, that's where you need to be right now. You are under a tornado warning, and this is as serious as it gets. Let's kind of zoom out here. And Bill, if you can take this velocity, I just want to look into, well, we have another tornado warning that just popped up here. This is west of Kenosha. Looks like it's just going to move to the north and to the east of our viewing area, but you're getting what I'm saying. Maybe you get what I'm saying. We have this line which is continuing down to the south. All along that line, little areas where there's a little bit of a push of the wind, you're going to have the potential for some bookend vortices which develop. Again, for LaSalle County, it goes until 4:45. We're going to kind of continue on to this, but Bill, if you can, let's go back to a Doppler. I want to show the whole line, if you will, because we got 2 warnings associated with this as it continues to press through. All right, so we're seeing the top edge of this thing. If you're in Kenosha, it's a little bit closer to you than if you're in Chicago. Lots of lightning associated with it. Down here, tornado warned. We're certainly seeing the push there. You see that warning that was just issued there? You may be able to make out, if I kind of follow the line here, how it comes out to the east there and just kind of butts out against the rest of the line. That's where the winds are going to push a little bit more, and you're going to have the potential for a tornado, usually a weak tornado. This is not, it's still dangerous, but this is not the type of scenario where you'd be talking about an EF powerful tornado, EF3, EF4. You're talking typically the EF1s, the EF0s, maybe EF2. The thing is, they can still cause some damage. As we saw with the derecho event earlier this year, we had a number of EF1s. I think we had an EF2 or so, but all the damage that was reported, big trees down, some homes which were damaged severely, it's all because of those. So all up along this line, it is, as it presses to the east at about 50 miles per hour, you certainly need to be on the lookout. So the only warning that we're talking about, tornado warning, is for LaSalle County. And I do believe, as you get into Northville and north of Ottawa, I do believe that a lot of the county is kind of being enveloped in what I like to call good old rain. With the warning in place, you need to certainly seek shelter, be where you need to be right now, but I think a lot of the threat is beginning to move here into this county here. South of Aurora, as you get into Kendall, Grundy, also into DeKalb County, that's where we're starting to see the worst of this thing. Let's zoom out a little bit, if you can, into Kane County. I do want to see what's going on here. And we're not I'm not seeing much in terms of new development. Lots of lightning up to the north. Sometimes a pickup in the lightning is an indication that you're going to have some more kind of organized rotation, the potential for, I mean, that's completely speculating, but the potential for a tornado to develop. So that's something that you just kind of look for when you have time. There's a tornado warning up in this area, and you can see the lightning associated with that. But as we can see all across the rest of the region, we're finding much more of the same, just kind of things pressing to the east. And now that little area where it's starting to bow is now moving into southern southwestern Kane County at this time. The entire line, thank you, Bill, he's reading my mind here. I wanted to show this in motion. I think a lot of times this is really helpful because, a lot of folks know, you know where you live. The thing is, you just want to know what's coming your way.
Our current So here are our current conditions also, by the way.
There have been tornado warnings a little bit more down to the south. One tornado warning, this one here, it's not expired.
This is current conditions.
For 9 more minutes. This is across LaSalle County here, generally north of I-80,
you can see.
Northville and headed towards Sandwich at about...
And again, here's the way it's looking out here as of right now. It looks like it's lighting up a little bit. So, but yeah, this is the current conditions as of right now. Clouds look kind of ominous looking going towards East Chicago. Of course, the cell hasn't made it here yet, so that's the way it's looking over here as of right now. You can see. That's the way it's looking as of right now.
examples like this one that's running toward Kenosha and Racine counties. Here's one coming out of DeKalb County into Kane County. There's another one down here in LaSalle County. Those little bows are a sign that we've got air gushing out the front of these things. It's a large system, elongated system, but it's very narrow, so it'll be through here. The good news is probably 6 to 8 hours, 6 to 8 p.m. in the city, 8 to 10 p.m. northwest Indiana, and beyond that, it's all over. But we do have that tornado watch up till 8 o'clock tonight in this red area right there if you're just joining us. And you can see a lot of lightning with this. It has a history of producing 70-mile-an-hour winds. What's interesting is some of these models we've been running and are run for the Storm Prediction Center, the folks who put out the watches. I noticed one of them was indicating we could have peak wind gusts of up to 90 miles per hour in the stronger storms. It wouldn't be general. In fact, the chance of wind-damaging storms occurs over about 15% of the area. That may seem very small, but when you look at severe weather events, they're kind of localized. They'll hit one area very hard, do some terrible damage. Another area will not see that at all. Now, this is where the attribute table, which is where the Doppler radar scans, feeds its output into computer models and algorithms, and it tells us where the storms are rotating. So you can see there's some rotating cells up here in McHenry County. That always is a cell you flag in your mind as one to watch. Here comes one toward Grundy and Kendall counties, others down to the south. The history of these storms during the afternoon is that they've produced wind gusts to 70 miles an hour. Every one of these icons right there is a surface wind report of wind gusts, and many of them are up 50, 60, 70 miles an hour. This is not a big hail-producing situation, interestingly, but if we stand back, you can see the satellite presentation. We got a comma there. There's a low that started in Kansas. It's lifting through Iowa into Wisconsin, and these bright clouds in the warm sector right there are where the thunderstorms are developing. And we can debrief it even farther from the satellite. Here we're painting the cold cloud tops in bright colors. So this is where the clouds are the tallest, and you would presume producing the most severe weather. Interestingly, the coldest cloud tops, the tallest clouds, are in the yellow areas within the green regions. So these are pretty hefty storms. We think the period that is at greatest risk will be 5 to 10 p.m. tonight, with 6 to 8 the likely arrival time in the city. We've had wind gusts to 72 miles an hour at Rockford. There's Lake Geneva with 58-mile-per-hour gusts. Lowell and O'Hare Field, pretty strong. And look at the camera out in Sandwich, rocking and rolling. Part of that is not just storm winds. We've had straight line winds that have gusted as high. I saw gusts up to 54 miles an hour even before the thunderstorms got here, down toward Calumet Harbor and the University of Chicago Medical Center down in the city. Here's the camera out in Geneva, and boy, those skies get awfully ominous looking, and that's what they do with thunderstorms because they're such tall clouds. They reach high into the atmosphere. So where's all this going? Here's the model forecast of the layout of precipitation at 6:30, with the squall line barreling out of the Fox Valley and moving toward DuPage County and northwestern Cook County. If we advance a little farther, here's the forecast at 7 o'clock. See how that narrow line is racing along? There's some stragglers back here in the way of showers and thunderstorms, but this is the main event right here. And if we go a little faster or a little farther into the future, there we are up to 8 o'clock this evening, and the showers are lingering behind it, but they're out of here by 10 o'clock tonight, except in northwest Indiana, and you folks will say sayonara to the rains as they move east from there. All day, we've had the area under a slight risk of severe weather, and there's a reason for that. One, we've got a jet stream ripping through this warm, humid air. So any thunderstorms that bubble up here into these strong jet stream winds can take some of that wind energy and bring it down to the surface, which we're seeing with the wind gusts. And the atmosphere is primed for severe weather. We had a high of 74. That was the second record-breaking high in a row. Eclipsed the old record of 71, so the air is warm, it's buoyant, wants to rise and make thunderstorms. And there you can see the temperatures across the area. But look how the readings are already crashing out in DeKalb, Rochelle, Rockford. So that's the front. and that will cut off the storm activity. Still warm in Chicago, south winds at 20. At O'Hare, we have a 72-degree temperature and a 60-degree dew point. Rule of thumb among severe weather forecasters is if you have a dew point of 55 degrees or higher, the air's moist enough to produce severe weather. At least we're not shoveling. They are up in Minneapolis and the North Woods area on the cold side of this storm system out there. And there's what it looks like, kind of a web of pressure lines. It drags the front through. This is 9 o'clock tonight, and there you can see the winds shifting to the northwest. Bill, I guess you've got something for us here. You're sitting at the computer.
Yeah, Tom, I just thought I'd kind of reset things here back in the Weather Center. We've got a couple new warnings issued for Cook, DuPage, and much of the metro area. Severe thunderstorm warnings just issued till 6 o'clock as that line progresses eastward. That tornado warning in LaSalle County will be set to expire in about 2 minutes. So far, no reports of any confirmed tornadoes, which is good news. However, we do have a report of multiple power poles and associated power lines down in DeKalb County. So, as you showed with those little ripples in the radar, that's where we had some reports of wind damage so far in DeKalb County. Then here are the current warnings right now. We got the tornado warning, as I said, set to expire here in 2 minutes in LaSalle. And then here is the severe thunderstorm warning, which encompasses much of the area, Cook, DuPage, Lake McHenry, until 6 o'clock. Wind gusts of 60 to 70 miles per hour are possible as this line progresses eastward.
There we go, Bill. That's what I was going to say. Let's take a look at the entire line as it moves through. Again, we got 1 more minute of a tornado warning across portions of northern, northeastern LaSalle County. Honestly, it looks like the worst is already kind of well into the county and potentially moving towards southern Kane County.
And again, the expectation right along has been that, you know, the period 6 to 8 o'clock would be when it hits the heart of the city. Looks like that's going to work out pretty well. We've been on to that since late last night. And then you folks in Northwest Indiana, of course, receive it just a tad later. So it'll be into Northwest Indiana, Lake County, Porter County, LaPorte County, Jasper and Newton counties. All those areas will be, and there have been some showers going through there. Oh, another great shot. This is from west of Elgin right here, and you see the rain coming down, the lightning flashing. Wow. Almost like spring and fall here, Demetrius.
It was, you know, as a meteorologist, the whole time that we've been so warm, all I could think was, boy, this is going to end really badly. So here we are with strong thunderstorms which are moving through. Tom, look at we are seeing the lightning. Look at this. I mean, this is, you know, you don't go a couple seconds without seeing lightning, even in this shot.
No, that's true. You know something else? I was looking at that tree with the leafless tree. We're losing our fall colors, darn it. They were so beautiful. And, well, many areas were, look at the lightning. Many areas were beyond the peak. But I was thinking of the night that you dispatched yourself out into, what was it, Lee and Ogle counties. Remember that, Demetrius? You went out in the darkness. And I was thinking of those bare trees that we saw that night after the tornado had gone through out there. Oh boy, what a mess that was. Thank goodness we're not hearing anything like that.
It really knocks things down. And don't worry, Tom, if you want to see fall colors, just look in my front yard. There's a lot of work. They're still there. All right, so we're looking west of Elgin right now. I'm going to reset for a second here. We're looking west of Elgin. I mean, this is a light show that's going on here at this time.
It is.
So, folks, this is not the worst, right, Tom? We have seen worse in just this shot. We've seen worse conditions in just this shot.
You know, it's interesting. You raise a good point. We have kind of two tornado seasons here in the Chicago area. The main one is, you know, back March, April, May, and June. In particular emphasis on April and May. Remember the Oak Lawn Belvedere tornado? Oh, brother, in 1967. It was the same year we had the blizzard back in January of 67. Terrible tornado outbreak. Went through Oak Lawn. That thing put down a tornado that went across the Dan Ryan Expressway in rush hour and went a mile out over the lake east of the Science and Industry Museum. So that's what happens in spring. But there's a second little mini tornado season, and we're kind of in it right now. So in that sense, weather history offers us a guide to these late season thunderstorm outbreaks that tend not to be as numerous and in many respects not quite as violent. But they still happen, and that's because we're getting into that time of the year where developing cold air in Canada is starting to fight it out with the leftover warm air. Wow, look at those, Demetrius. And Bill Snyder is powering the computer. Sugar Grove, 79 mile-per-hour winds.
Hey, Tom, we got some new video. We got new video just in here. Wow, there we
go.
This is Winnebago County.
Look at that. Wow, there it is. That was under one of those bows. Look how that tree has been buckled. Wow. Yeah. And you know, Demetrius, it was windy enough even before the squall line got in here that I wonder if some of these didn't come down in just the plain old strong winds we had today before the thunderstorms arrived.
Look at that.
Our reporters will brief us on that. But, you know, we knew there were going to be some 50-plus mile-per-hour wind gusts today, even before the squall line came in. And this is what happens. You know, you hit that critical 50-mile-per-hour mark, and bam, down come the trees, down come some of the power lines. It's a mess. But that's a formidable mess to clean up, huh?
Yeah, then this was obviously before the sun came out. Tom, we've been so dry. I mean, do you think that I'm surprised if we have seen the trees like that are going down. I mean, I guess it's the winds, right? It's just a tribute to how strong the winds are.
Yeah, you know, and it's interesting because some of the leaves have come off those trees. They look bare of leaves. You know, they didn't have leaves. Leaves, of course, provide additional surface for the wind to blow against, and that's pounds of pressure tugging at the tree to topple. This is great video of the storm in progress, and you can see how heavily it rained in the area right there. Not fun to drive through that, especially with lightning flashing, you know. That kind of freaks you out.
I think so. Hey, Bill, if we can show a Doppler, let's let folks know exactly where the storms are, just to kind of, you know, just to kind of reset top of the hour. There we go. So here we are, Tom. All the way from the Kenosha area back to you know, the southern and western portions of the viewing area. Yep.
Looks like it's down toward. What's that, Bill?
Nasty. I mean, I'm just combing through the reports here. It just seems like there's widespread 60 to 70 mile per hour wind gusts, and one of the storm chasers out in Winnebago County, he's estimating wind gusts at 80 to 90 miles per hour in that area where we just showed the damage. I mean, the damage looks pretty extensive out there.
It really does. And by the way, that is completely consistent with everything we've been seeing. What you would have estimated from all that, the vertical wind distribution, everything else. Yeah, you know, it's interesting. You look as a forecaster at a bunch of things on whether these squall lines are going to develop. One thing that was very high is something we call helicity. That's where the movement of the winds and the varying of speeds with height and so forth creates eddies, swirls. And the helicity values is even forecast last night for this line tonight were high, so you knew there could be some scattered thunderstorms, but there isn't a lot of buoyancy. You know, there's a
wonder if it's going to be strong, how strong it's going to be by the time it gets to us.
Boy, when you get, you know, we measure buoyancy with something called CAPE, convective accumulated convective potential instability. Yeah. And CAPE. Sorry, I'm massacring the acronym. I tell you, I've got 14 things running through this cluttered mind with this right now. Yeah, exactly. But the bottom line is when capes are high, buoyancy of the air wants to rise and make big thunderstorms all by itself. You don't even have to have a lot of organized large-scale wind features. Here we've got the widespread wind features, but we've got a limited amount of buoyancy. All goes to show you don't need, you know, one doesn't necessarily need to have the other to produce a vigorous squall line right here. So, wow. By the way, convective, available, potential energy. I had just...
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Naperville 507. I'm going to jump in real quick. Naperville 507, Wheeling 517, Worth 540. In the city right now, updated tracker says 545. That's when we're going to get these powerful winds, which should arrive, and thunder and lightning, and towards Harvey at 558. If your town, if your city is showing up on this tracker, it's time to get inside.
Yeah. You know, one advantage I've got here in the home weather office, I'm looking out toward the west. I've got windows. You know, it's ironic. In our weather office, we have beautiful cameras on the top of our skyscrapers, and I've often thought I have a better view of what's going on through those than I would with a window. But one thing a window does, it allows you to look and see whether there's lightning flashing. I'm not seeing lightning on the horizon here from the north side of the city yet, but it's clear that's not going to be, won't be long before the lightning is here. And I'll keep an eye on that, keep you briefed on that as this moves in. I'll tell you one thing. This thing is coming in, this push of cool air behind that squall line is coming in like a wall. I mean, bam, it hits and your temps are down 30 to 40 degrees colder than they were 24 hours earlier. Look at that. There's a great shelf cloud right there. That's what I was talking about. This is the air gushing out of these thunderstorms. Wow, that's something. I think I just saw a cloud-to-ground lightning strike there. Yeah, that's rain-cooled air, and behind it you can see that smooth gray. That's where it's raining cats and dogs. I mean, it is raining like in the middle of a hurricane behind that for a brief period.
So Central Illinois and Woodford County, this video was taken.
Wow. That kind of tells the story, and that would be exactly what you'd expect to see with this kind of squall line. Very interesting. What you're looking at there would be the cloud formation on the front side of that red area on the radar, which is the maximum reflectivity area. Maximum reflectivity because the rains are falling heavily. You know, radar pings out impulses of power. They go out and they hit raindrops. And if the raindrops are big and concentrated and falling like cats and dogs, a lot of that energy comes back to the radar, and the radar then can read the intensity of the energy it's getting back and tell you where it's raining the heaviest. So that's what all that color enhancement is on these radar images we show you. It allows us to see the intensity of the rain. Now, this is kind of it. This says west of Elgin, and you can see the rain has let up there a little bit. So, but boy, the lightning's going. I would guess, I didn't see that sign, but does it look like maybe they're eastbound there?
Yeah, it looks like they're driving back into it. I saw Route 31. I don't know which way that would go.
Gotcha.
But you're coming up on Route 31. So if you live in there, look at
and I'm seeing the lightning. I'm seeing the lightning off of the horizon there, Demetrius. And,
I think they're driving back in.
So, yeah. See that's dedication. You know, one go round isn't enough. Our crews are so dedicated, ladies and gentlemen, that they are driving back into it again to show us what in the world is going on. That is real journalistic dedication there. Let's hope they do it carefully.
Wouldn't we all love to have a camera on our dashboard as we drive for work?
Isn't that the truth? I'll tell you.
This is video once again from Winnebago County earlier today.
I can't get over it. Look at this.
So here's the current conditions as of right now.
It is blowing. That's a
So
wind out of these tall 40,000 plus foot top.
Getting ready here.
You know what else, Demetrius? Look at the concentration of lightning.
Here is the way it is looking out here as of right now. Current conditions as of right now. As you can see. Sorry about it getting blurry there for a minute. I don't know why it does that sometimes, but oh yeah, there we go. We got some lightning over there, so it looks like. The storm may be on its way. And the wind's picked up too, so a bit. Current conditions as of right now, what it's looking like, and you can see there's some lightning off in the distance. So which means it should be here soon. So I do believe the storm is on its way. You can see here. Look at that lightning. So yeah, I mean, they've been talking about strong winds with this. Oh, look at that lightning. So yeah, I do believe this storm is on its way. Watch it come through. Ooh, wow, that was gorgeous. I'm in Northwest Indiana, so as of right now, there is no warnings or watches out for us yet, but it does not mean that the Weather Service might not put something out. I don't know. They were just talking about that on WGN, whether or not they would extend the tornado watch or severe thunderstorm watch to cover us, so we'll see. But yeah, as of right now, this is the way it's looking currently outside. I'm going to keep it rolling out here so you guys can see as the storm comes in.
Go to some of let's if we can, let's go to some of our cameras.
So here's what it looks like on radar.
I bet you this one here, this is the one right here. I bet you we're going to start to see what looks really calm, doesn't it? Well, you can see a little bit of lightning over the lake.
Yeah.
There you go.
And you know, Demetrius, yeah, there it is. And you can almost see the shelf cloud there, can't you? When it's backlit by the lightning.
The center portion kind of your screen. There, well, there it is. Right on time. Love it when it behaves. You can see it like center portion of the screen, yeah. So this is looking north,
you know what else?
out of Chicago.
Yeah, now we're even seeing more lightning on this, on the right side of the screen. So here comes on this particular view, looking southwest from the loop. You know, on that other one too, you look at these often enough over the years that things like visibility reduction right there show up, and if you look, you can see the lights clearly out to a certain distance, and then everything kind of fogs over some. So there's the beginning of your heavy rain right behind the shelf cloud, and that's coming in. So won't be long. Oh wow, yeah, that.
Yeah, I've looked at this a lot. I think you can almost see the evidence. Maybe I'm, I might just kind of, but I think you can see definitely the northern Cook County. But usually, Tom, you can see, and you can see the rain shaft there. But usually
yes,
you can see almost all the way to the top of the screen. You see the lights.
You know what's great up till now, and for which we're thanking our lucky stars, and may it continue to be the case. We've not had a lot of tornado reports. In fact, I'm not aware that we've had any in our area. Are you, Bill?
No, I've not heard any reports. That's correct. Mostly all straight line wind damage.
Yep. And that can be damaging. Believe me, we're not belittling the damaging capability of these storms. Straight line winds have leveled whole sections of forest, but, without, at the drop of a hat. But thank goodness we're not getting these horrendous tornado reports to show up. And by now, if it was going to do this, you would think it would be doing it. So, thank goodness. Oh, there we are, back in track. Now things are slowing down. Of course, they might be getting near a toll gate.
Westbound I-90. There we go. Westbound I-90. So
Gotcha.
That's where we are right now.
Gotcha.
I'll carry these and just to let you know how long. That one's up till 6:15, and here down in Will County also till 6:15. And I've updated the wind gusts. Here's an updated list of our wind gusts. 79 miles per hour in Aurora, down to 66 in Hanover Park, Woodridge, Carroll Stream, and then there's O'Hare just came in. So I imagine there may be some damage out there.
Yeah.
Speaking of damage, Winnebago County, we got some new video in. Tom, check this out.
Yeah. Oh, wow. There's a power line down. Yike. You do not want to go near there. Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yep. Boy, that looks to be awfully close to that home, doesn't it? And that car. You'd be afraid to walk out of that. It looks like the police are on the scene there and marking it as keeping folks away from it, which is good. Oh wow! And here's look at that power pole. Yike! Yeah, they've been hit by pretty
looks like we're
strong
on
storms.
sunset, so probably 5 p.m. or so. More video here.
Oh wow! Look at that. There's living proof. All right, there weren't tornadoes, but look what the straight line winds have done. And of course, we saw that a lot in the derecho, but there were embedded tornadoes with that too. Oh, the thunder is roaring here now. Very interesting. That is, looks like the power's out there too.
Wow. I guess this is still Winnebago County. That's a...
Wow.
The truck looks like it was completely...
You remember Demetrius and Bill? We saw that bow in the squall line going through there. And sure enough, that's where those winds roared through. Boy, that's a nice cross-section. Isn't that interesting? The tops of these things, 20,000 feet. These are not your big blockbuster springtime 50,000-foot tops. But it's academic. These things, when you've got the winds stacked up the way they are, can do some damage. You know what else is interesting? Look how the lightning is diminishing as that races eastward.
And it looks like it's picking up over the lake, which is, maybe the difference in just,
Yes.
64 mile per hour gust out. So that confirms that the line certainly held together as it's moved into Cook County.
Yeah.
So,
in this kind of setup, you don't need a... look at that. That's, I think, looking north now. Remember all we could see just, 15 minutes ago? That's the Hancock building looking north. Is that south? Oh, okay, so this is downtown looking southwest. So we were seeing Willis Tower. You could see the Trump Tower in there before. And not a thing. Now, you just barely see Willis Tower poking out of the rain. Now, here's northbound right here. I'm told by Joe Pizzo. I think that's Joe talking to me in my ear. Hello, Joe. Joe's our director in the control room. And now that's looking north. So there's what we can see of Lakeshore Drive from the Hancock building right there. And that is a pretty healthy dose of rain. Wow.
The good news is it's not going to be long-lived. I mean, this line is still pretty thin, right? At least the heaviest part of the line, still pretty thin. Now you're looking in the city there, and it's a lot of lightning, a lot of thunder, but certainly nothing like what we saw a little bit earlier.
No. I would think the scenario, Demetrius, you make a good point, is we'll get the initial heavy rain, gusty winds, and lightning. And then it'll just taper down to an hour or two of kind of steady rain of much lighter intensity. And then it's over, and we'll clear out, and the temps will crash, and tomorrow we'll awaken to a different world in terms of temperature, be in the 30s. Yeah, look how skinny that thing is. Just a little bit, maybe.
About out of the Rockford area now, so that's right, Tom. That it won't be around be around very long.
Yes. And it is interesting how the lightning is fading as it comes into the city, isn't it? I mean, there's some there, but unless we're losing data, but I don't know why that would be so, because it looks like the lightning is holding together, as Demetrius said, out over the lake up to our north. Now, look at that. Visibility is coming back up again, looking up Lakeshore Drive. So, quite interesting.
Still tornado watch remains in effect, but also a severe thunderstorm warning for eastern Will County. I think southern, there you go, area shaded in yellow. Severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect for you. So if you are south and east of Chicago, not out of the woods yet, east of Joliet, same deal. You're not out of the woods yet either. We are looking at severe thunderstorm warning, which remains in effect. Tornado watch remains in effect, but as Tom did say earlier, no confirmed reports of tornadoes in our region today.
No, and yet look at the damage we've seen. It shows you don't need tornadoes. But yeah, you make a good point, Demetrius. You know, how often have we watched these squall lines? By the way, Midway Airport now reporting a 61-mile-per-hour wind gust. And let's see, I see Woodridge, 65. Did you report that, Bill? There it is.
Yes.
Here's York Center in DuPage County, 63-mile-per-hour wind gust. And as you said, 68-mile-per-hour gust now reported at O'Hare.
Correct. Yes.
Rosemont had 64-mile-per-hour gust.
Tom, I'm being told that we're going to reset here. We're going to send it to the professionals, Micah and Ray.
Yes.
So we can kind of hit the reset button and start this over.
Well, you guys are the prognosticators, and you guys are showing us what's what, so we appreciate the heavy lifting that you're doing here. But we're watching the heavy winds, the heavy rainfall in some areas, and we've been showing you some of the damage in north-central Illinois this evening. So a skinny line of thunderstorms, but substantial enough.
Yeah, we have been covering severe weather for you since around 4 o'clock. As you look at live right now, you can see the rain is coming down in droves, and that is Chicago right there. We're not as severe as some of the outlying areas, but we're going to take a break right now. We'll come back at 6 o'clock and give you the very latest on the weather and other news as well. We'll be right back.
This is the way it's looking at as of right now. And again, so far, no warnings have been issued yet, but there's some lightning going on. So I don't think the storm's too far away, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's the way it's looking as of right now. I'm not saying that they won't, but the way stuff is starting to look, I'm not exactly entirely sure what's going on. I don't know if this is going to weaken by the time it reaches, by the time it hits us. Although the wind has just now picked up, so we'll see what happens. That's looking towards you, Chicago, by the way. The wind's been gusting on and off, but I mean, I don't think it's thunderstorm winds though either. It's been kind of windy all day today. I don't know if there's gonna be a lot of lightning with this. Might be just heavy rain. But yeah, that's what's going on as of right now.
Down into Livingston County, there's some pretty good showers headed in your direction right now. But the line is really skinny, the part of it that really rains and has been producing the wind damage. And there's still lightning going on, as you can see, through southern Cook County, heading into northwest Indiana. A lot of the line has moved out over the lake from northern Cook County northward. And every one of those icons is a weather station that's reported strong winds. There it is. That's the kind of a snapshot of where the squall line was earlier this evening. Well, here's the forecast. Won't be around for long because tonight it turns windy and colder. Showers and thunderstorms will be exiting. They're still coming down gangbusters, as you can see in our live feed in the background right there. I'm not sure where that is, but somebody will, I'm sure, shout in my ear. South winds will shift west, 17 to 36. And that's downtown, is it, guys? Did you say? Heading towards downtown. Gotcha. So you see there's still pretty good rain coming down. During the day tomorrow, here's the forecast. We look for mostly sunny, a bit breezy. Noticeably cooler tomorrow. No 74 tomorrow. It'll be 47. West winds 11 to 22. They'll be coming down slowly in the afternoon. Then scattered clouds, chilly tomorrow night, low 33. And the sun through some mixed clouds on Thursday, but 53, which is kind of where we ought to be this time of the year. Might be a brief shower Thursday night. Friday, partly cloudy at 43. Saturday, clouds over. Could rain. Might be a little mixed precipitation on the front end of that rain, but we'll get up to 47. And Sunday goes partly sunny at 55. Monday, another little slug of cool air comes into the area. So, Micah, did you see how we held the rain?
Here is our current conditions as of right now, as you can see. So, that is the current conditions as of right now.
With the X5 gateway, devices connected to your home Wi-Fi are protected, which helps keep people outside from accessing your passwords, credit cards, and cameras, and people inside from accidentally.
That's what the wind is doing. So again, we are outside, and you can see clouds are kind of looking ominous, looking a little bit. So, it's maybe getting ready to hit us. I don't know. Not entirely sure yet. Oh yeah. I think we're about to get hit. Let's see here. Start to see where the clouds are. And that one's definitely picked up. Most definitely is picked up. So yeah, wind's definitely starting to pick up now. Up and here comes wind. Definitely picked up now. Which means I do believe this storm is actually here now, so. Here comes the rain. Yep. Yep, there comes the rain. I know it's a little bit hard to see because it's actually dark out, or it's not during the day like the last storm. Yeah, I feel it's getting cooler out here too. Which they did say that they did say these temperatures were going to drop. Whoa. There's a little lightning flash right there, I tell you. We don't lose power at all. Thankfully, we haven't lost power. Knock on wood. But, wow. Figure they'd be slowing down now. You can feel that front get ready to come through. But it's now dropped to 64. It was 70 out here right before the storm hit. That lightning though. This is all getting ready to head into East Chicago and Hammond. This will end our 7 days of 70+ degree weather, which has been way above normal, especially for this time of year. Only in 2020. Starting to slow down a little bit though. So yeah, they've now, after the fact, issued a warning. Until 8 p.m. Oh, wait for that, guys. But it is still lightning out here. So you see. I think the worst of it may be over. Okay guys, I think this is where I'm going to end the video because I don't think much more is going to really happen. I do believe it's kind of past us because I know it's going to be heading into like Porter County and all that. So I know they put warnings out for Porter County and all that. But yeah, Blockbuster ending to Blockbuster warm spell, I tell you. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and until in my next video, guys, stay strong, stay lucid, and please remember love is louder, and be kind to one another. We definitely need it in this time and age. And I'll see you guys really soon in the next video. Love you guys.